Hello, everyone. It is Friday. How are we tonight? Happy Friday. Lisa, welcome to the program. In first from Alaska. Hello, Kitty. Good to have you with us this Friday night. How are you? How are things in Illinois? Tell me about your Friday, everybody. It is good to have you all here. Yeah, hey, Rick, how are you? Good to have you with us. Yeah, everybody always likes that first time they're in first, and that was you tonight, Lisa. Nice and cool. Cassandra said the weatherman said that you're going to hear a sound you haven't heard for a long time this weekend, and that's the heat potentially coming on in your house. I said, not in this house. Yeah, it was a crazy day, but the dollar signs were ringing. Hey, Pat in the Peanut Gallery, how are you? Good to have you with us. You know, so it is. There is something in the air. We're getting that crisper fall air. We're just a few days away from fall, and the clothes are starting to sell off the racks. Those racks are they're filling the racks, and it's flying right out the door. So I'm excited about that. Michelle, well, you were planning your margarita party. I only caught part of it, but I heard, Michelle, there's a margarita party next Wednesday in Virginia with a rain date, I think, of the following Wednesday, but I'm not positive of the rain date. But I know there's a margarita party in Virginia, and for that, tonight's drink is a margarita. I also learned, Michelle, that I need to show a little shoulder to get more viewers. If I show a little shoulder, I get more viewers. That's what I learned last night, and I hope your sales were plentiful, or the other night. 94 in Florida. You're not going to need the heat on, Pat. Not even for your peanut gallery. Oh, we've had winter coats on the floor. I shipped a bunch today, actually. I shipped several winter coats. And the Christmas that's selling is crazy, the amount of Christmas we're selling, which is good. Again, these are all good problems. I'm happy with all the winter coats, winter boots that we've been selling. And, you know, this is all good. Both in-store and online have been strong with that. I keep on trying to scrunch up the winter coats more to fit differently into an envelope to keep postage down, but it is all good. Tell me what we're grateful for this Friday night. You guys, you all made it through another week. You all made it through another week. Week, I don't know, 26, 27, depends on which way you're counting of this. Okay, but you did it. You are here at Friday. I mean, technically Saturday is still part of the week, but you're here at the tail end of it. You guys did it. And I'm proud of you for it. So tell me what we're grateful for this Friday night. I'm always happy to hear it. You're doing great, though, Michelle, in your show. I mean, I had it on in the background. Nana was listening to it, and you were doing great. I think I got in trouble for the whole wine drinking margarita thing and the shoulder thing. But hey, you know, since she wasn't seeing the video, I think she wanted to know what kind of show I was watching. But it's all good, Michelle. You were fabulous. You were fabulous. You were engaging with your customers, and that is what is so important. It's Friday, Rose. It's been a heck of a week. It's been a heck of a week. I've had a technology week. I've had a lot of different weird technology things, but it's been a week, and but it's been a good. We are survivors. As long as I know love, I know I will survive. I got all my life to live, all my love to give. I will survive. I will survive. Hey, hey. Oh, that's awesome, Rose. You have the best consigners. Always doing great by you. You. That's awesome. I love when you have consigners like that. It is truly an honor to be able to serve consigners like that. Suppliers that get it and tell you to keep the money to pay for cleaning and disinfecting supplies. That's awesome. They are not cheap. The cost of it's going up, and it's not easy. So, well, I didn't want to throw you off last night, Michelle, by telling you we had you on. I didn't want to scare you. I just wanted to be silently lurking there in the background. Huh? Okay, now my peanut gallery is saying I was listening to something weird. I was silently lurking sounds bad. It wasn't bad. It was all good. Another one brought you homemade cookies. I'm going to hang out at the Fashion Safari. Oh, Anita, I'm so sorry to hear that you had a flood, but I'm glad to hear the damage is small. Small damage is good, and one never wants to have that. I think something like that happens to all of us at some point, a pipe, something, but I'm glad the damage is minimal. You know what? I'm all the way over here and I didn't bring any glasses. Let me grab a pair real quick. Well, we were going to go to the eye doctor when he reopens. Okay, well, when we have 2 days together, when we have a day when we can go together, that's the problem. That is the problem. Because even Blue Cross asked the other day, you going to get your colonoscopy before your policy renews on 10/1? All right, guys, let's get this story started. Well, this is interesting and an interesting way for the week, but we'll go with it. Good morning, good night book is how we start this program every night. The Good Morning, Good Night book. Tonight we are on page 62. Good morning. I don't know how to tell you this, but you're not perfect. You never will be. You keep growing and messing up and learning, and your quirks become your strengths. You're so much better than perfect, love. Boom! Drop the mic on that. I didn't know where that was fully going, but that was good. It'll all work out, Anita. It always does. And I'm glad that you have a great landlord. I mean, I've been to your store, and I am glad that your landlord is good. Hey, Krita. Jeremy! Turn on the marquee! Turn on the marquee! Hey, Suki! Good to have you all here tonight. So we've got a couple things going on here tonight on our Fast Friday broadcast here. First and foremost, to all our friends, it is the Jewish New Year. It is the start of the Jewish New Year. So L'Shana Tova, Happy New Year, 5781. Let's bring it on. Let's bring it on. Everybody's ready to turn the clock on a new year, I think, at this point. So regardless of your religious faith, I think we're ready to turn the clock on a new year. So L'Shana Tova, Happy New Year, as we hear the sound of the shofar blowing tonight and this weekend as the new year kicks off. And if I am the first to tell you, I want to just take a moment of silence. Again, political things aside for this, and just a moment of silence for RBG. Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away today, just a little while ago at 87. 87? 87. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Jewish, and on the Jewish New Year, which is actually, mitzvah, I've had my uncle died on the Jewish New Year. 87 passed away tonight. She was something. I mean, regardless of what you thought of her legal opinions, she was really something. And, grit and determination to teach us all. I mean, she really, again, whether you agreed with her or disagreed with her, she was something. Her grit and determination that took her far. She truly did contribute so much to our society. She really did. And for women in the law and in she's just a trailblazer, a true trailblazer. That would have been somebody I would have liked to meet. Just have and even someone to debate with. I mean, she could. Spirited debate she understood, and discussion of differences and stuff. It is very sad because, but she lived life to its fullest. I mean, she was a rock star in the way that she lived her life. Really was, and has been an inspiration to people young and old. So, may you rest in peace, Ruth. Truly, wow. Yeah, I'm not sure where to go from there. It's been a week for a lot of us, but this has been a growth week for a lot of you too. It really has. A lot of you have been learning and thinking and looking at new ways of doing things. So I'm proud of you. As we, look at the milestone of where we are at week 26, 27 and all this hullabaloo. Hullabaloo? Hullabaloo? Hullabaloo! Hullabaloo! As we look at where we are in that, your resiliency, your strength, your grit and determination is amazing. Really amazing how you have done and how you have adapted. One of the big topics of the day that was posted in Arts and as I've had several conversations about today actually, is again the whole, what do you do with the employee who might have been in a COVID area, might not have been. So that's really kind of our big topic of the night tonight, if we get beyond RBG, is what do you do with that? They were to an area, they went to a state that your state has a quarantine restriction on the other state on. And so how do you handle that? You've got a couple different things here. And so I'm going to deal with it in a broad spectrum here because you've got a couple different things going on with that. first and foremost is you don't control your employees outside of work. So you need to, one, understand that, and the policies and things and the way that you encounter with your employees, you need to understand and respect that. You can't direct them outside of work. So your policies have to be written and talked about in such a way that you acknowledge that, for lack of a better term. Because you can't have such a restrictive policy that you're thus controlling them outside of work at time when you're not paying them. It gets into a slippery legal slope. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is, quite honestly, you don't want to know too much about what your employees are doing when they're not at work. Okay? You know, COVID is with us everywhere. It doesn't matter where we are. That is where good cleaning and masks come in handy. So regular cleaning, washing your hands, and wearing a mask are the biggest preventers, regardless of which news story you're following. Those are the biggest preventers of it. But, you know, the employee who flies out of town versus the employee that went to the beach today, and you see the scene at the beach of the crowded beach scene, or the big bonfire party where there were 200 people on it that made the news, or any number of things. You know, what is the wrong thing? You can't control employee behavior. You can't control them outside of your walls. So inside your walls, again, it comes down to cleaning, encouraging hand washing, and wearing masks, okay, to stop the spread. And as far as dealing with your employees, the most important thing you do with any of them and all of them is apply your process consistently. So if you want all employees to quarantine who go out of state, you need to enforce that rule. If your state is having rules regarding where and who, what states they have to quarantine from, you know, again, it comes down to knowledge. Is it the employee, the employee that told you that they're going to a state, or is it another employee, or you saw it on social media? You know, you don't want to be the police of this, but you do want to keep your workplace safe. So consistency is important in how you apply your business's rules, and the fact that you're not doing it in such a way to control them outside the workplace. And ultimately, hand washing, cleaning, regular cleaning, and face masks rules the day. And that helps us all get safely to the other side of this. That's all we're trying to do, is navigate this safely to the other side. And that's the most important thing you can do. There's no right answer, and that's the right answer for today. You could have a different answer tomorrow. Whatever your answer is today, you know, based on facts a week from now, could change. But this is our answer for today, and that's how you help get to the other side. Mandy, oh my, yes, that is 100% correct. Gain wisdom from her strength and encouragement. Amazing inspiration for us to follow, RBG. No, they're not suggesting that. The biggest thing is watching for symptoms, okay? And the biggest symptom, okay, having spent, this is not to go down a whole rabbit hole, okay? So employees should be following the self-check questionnaire that's in narts.org/resalestrong. narts.org/resalestrong has the self-check questionnaire, and you should be requiring employees to complete that before they come to work. Not submit it, because you don't want to be responsible for that healthcare information, but they are responsible for doing that, okay, and not reporting to work should they be exhibiting any of the symptoms in that. The most important symptom, okay, and I can tell you this from having spent too much time in and around hospitals lately, is temperature. Okay, that is the one primary indicator that they like to look at. And all the big guys are, I mean, even going to deal with Apple the other day, I had to have my temperature taken. Okay, that is the number one indicator. Okay, a fever. So, that is the thing to do. If one employee is suspect, that does not mean that you shut down your store. Okay, the grocery store did not shut down. The Walmart does not shut down, and it's not because they have more people. Okay, this is not about shutting down your business. It's about being a responsible business. Okay, and operating responsibly and caring for your community. And your community is the whole ball of wax. Your community is your team, your suppliers, your customers, your whole community. Okay? And if you do these things, you are caring for your community. Okay? You are doing the right thing. Okay? If you are not allowing employees who are showing any symptoms to come to work, okay, you are doing the right thing. Okay, to protect your community. If you are wearing masks in the workplace, you are doing your part to care for your community. If you are regularly cleaning, you are doing your part to care for the community. If you are encouraging all your staff to regularly wash their hands, you are doing your part for the community. If you are having hand sanitizer stations available for your customers and suppliers, you are doing your part for the community. So it is about that, okay? We're still all going to come in contact with it at some point, okay? We've certainly had a couple people get tested. We've had three or four at this point, through this get tested at least once. But we have all been negative cases, so nobody's been positive. But we take precautions, and during the testing phase, they're not at work. Okay, and we do enhanced cleaning when we know they're being tested, so we do that little extra step. But we're regularly cleaning anyways to keep it going. So that is part of it, and that is doing your part, and that's what side. Rose, I think overall with what you're doing with face masks worn, requiring people to use hand sanitizer. I know you're doing regular cleaning of your store. I think the temp check is a bit excessive. I think about when I was at the Apple store the other day, getting my tech fixed. So that I could take your guys' calls. If you think of all the people I had already come in contact with, by the time they would have taken my temperature, it really would have, the community spread would have already been there technically. So the most important thing is for your team to deal with it, okay, and for your team to be doing self-checks. Okay, I mean, if you think about even the guy that took my temperature at the Apple store, at the point, that I'm already there, I've already checked in with an Apple employee for my appointment, and, he's taking my temperature before I'm let into the store itself, but I've already met with several people. So it's good because it's doing their part, but I don't know that it's actually being effective, especially since I had to go through the mall to get to them, and through several places. So that's sort of the way I look at it. But and absolutely, Rose. And I'm all for that. But keep your team, and the stuff you're doing is right on. The stuff you're doing and having everybody wear a face mask, etc., is right on the money. But temperature is the one of the main primary symptoms. I just know this because I've spent time in hospitals in the last few weeks. Not everything's fine. Everything will be fine, but so that's all they really cared about, and so that's why I say that tells you a lot. So that's sort of where I want to leave that tonight. I don't want to get too deep. We've had a lot of deep tonight. These are deep things. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, that's deep. Dealing with employees and COVID, and how to deal with it appropriately, that's deep. It's the Jewish New Year. That's sweet. I'm just saying. So we had too deep and a sweet there. This video and everything we talk about here is over at narts.org/resalestrong by noon the next day. narts.org/resalestrong by noon the very next day. Cassandra and Adele make it happen, and I'm very appreciative of them for it. I am here live at more 8 than ish in the Narts Facebook group every night. Every night at more 8 than ish Eastern Time in the Narts Facebook group, taking your questions live, dealing with the topics of the day, and just providing the support and answers to the questions that you have. Every night. When you have a question in between, you just reach out to me. You email me at Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. Make sure you include your phone number with that. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start it. If you were not here at the top of the program, our Good Morning tonight on page 62 is Good Morning. I don't know how to tell you this, but you're not perfect. You never will be. You keep growing and messing up and learning, and your quirks become strengths. You are so much better than perfect, love. Our good night tonight is good night. I don't know exactly how to tell you this, but you're not perfect. You never will be. You keep growing and messing up and learning, and today's F-up becomes a turning point once you survive it. And you see it behind you. You leave perfect in the dust. Love, you keep going. Yes, you do. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah even. Even an ice cream social, I could take that. And we will party again. Before you know it, we'll be able to do that in person. I'll be able to see you, give you a hug, talk to you in person. Yes, I will. But until then, I'll be here tomorrow night at more 8 than ish, getting ready for Self-Care Sunday, because tomorrow is Self-Care Sunday Eve. Self-Care Sunday Eve. But until then, everybody, know that you, and you, but most especially you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.